Folks, this is hot. I'm walking along the street here at Cannes, looking to find out what I could find, and guess who I did find? I found our Mutt and our Jeff. And I understand they have a few new works here. I haven't really talked to them a heck of a lot about it. And so we're all going to be finding out for the first time what it's all about. 3 movies, 3 shorts.
Thanks, dear.
3 of the hottest, most wonderful films we've ever seen. Tell us about it. The first one, I understand, has to do with someplace somewhere out west somewhere.
Well, Ron, we went to the Heartland because the Heartland is now, it's today, it's hot. It's everything that America wants to see and more. And so we're trying to bring the Heartland to everybody in our first piece entitled Exarban.
Well, I think the title is self-explanatory. It's Exarban, and throughout the piece we sort of develop that motif.
The Heartland.
The Heartland motif.
The Heartland.
And as we come to know the Heartland, we come to know the mystery of Exarban.
Exarban.
Sure.
Right.
So Exarban was the first, and the second.
The second is called Drive-Through.
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 Now you might wonder what we're driving through.
We're driving through the Heartland. The Heartland.
Oh. Were there artistic differences in this drive-through piece?
Absolutely not.
None.
Absolutely not. We
None.
are in concert.
None.
We are in harmony.
None.
I understand that you...
We think as
None.
one, we film as one.
None.
Pardon me, we tape as one.
That's right. We are one.
I understand you came to blows a couple times.
Well,
Now the third film
third piece.
in this Troika.
Troika. Syrup. And Cable's hot, Local Access is hot. We're hot. Tom Schweider here on the road for WCTV, Wheaton Community Television. I'm here in the beautiful town of Omaha. And we're going to take a tour of Omaha today. I'm going to start right here, one of my favorite spots in Omaha, the half-price store. We've just been in this store, and I tell you, I've been around this country, and there's no finer store in the world than the half-price store. Dana, would you come here a second? Just went into the half-price store. These genuine leather shoes. Can you get tight on those shoes? You got them? What would you expect to pay for these shoes in Chicago? 65, 70 bucks, genuine leather. I can see myself walking right to the Blue Mesa on Halstead in these, having some mesquite grilled kind of food or something blackened like blackened octopus. These shoes at the half-price store were how much, Dana? What's the price, Reed?
$24.99.
$24.99. This is living. See, I got those spiffy new half-price shoes on here, and I'm really ready to go to town here and show you the sights, show you this beautiful town called Omaha. But one of the things that we've noticed is what, Kristen?
This Exarban Stamps and Coins store right back
But it's
here.
that name.
Exarban.
Exarban. Exarban. Perhaps that's something we'll be able to discover. Big fan of Starsky and Hutch, like me. One of the greatest TV shows ever produced, I think, on television. You wonder, hey, what happened to those guys? Well, Starsky moved here to Omaha to open up Starsky's Lounge. Holy cow, hey, hey, holy mackerel. Take me out to the ball game. By golly, they even have baseball here in Omaha. We're here at Rosenblatt Stadium, the home of the Omaha Royals. I want to tell you, this is baseball at its finest here. This is what America is all about. Matt, of the Omaha Royals organization, what's your position?
I'm the business manager.
The business manager. And we understand that the Omaha Royals are in the playoffs, the American Association playoffs.
Right, we're playing Indianapolis in the first round for the championship of the American Association.
Now, is Omaha a AAA team, or what would be considered a AAA team?
Yeah, we're Kansas City's top farm club.
Okay, the last time Chicago was in the playoffs was 1985, I think, or was it 84? And we went absolutely nowhere. This is Omaha. They're in the playoffs. How many times have you been in the playoffs in the last 5 years?
This is the first time since '82.
Oh, well, we'll cut that out. Well, this is Omaha, a river town. There it is, the mighty Missouri, pouring through, heading on south. And you can see it's a hilly town. And you can see this beautiful vista across the mighty Missouri. Over there lies Iowa, right?
Right.
That's Iowa. And in the distance, why, if we could see all that way, would be Wheaton. Way over there. Cowtown. Is that what you want to call it? I don't think so, because there aren't many cows left here in Omaha. Once the booming stockyard area here, now fairly desolate. People will still eat meat, but I don't know where it's coming from. It's not coming from the stockyards in Chicago. Certainly not coming from the stockyards here in Omaha anymore. Next time you buy a pound of hamburger at Jewel, ask that butcher, hey, where's this meat coming from? There's nothing in the stockyards anymore. Maybe it has something to do with Exarban. I wonder if it could be a religion.
Or some kind of cult group or something.
The first one was like stamps and coins, and this one is
Beef.
beef, aged beef. Of course, no visit to Omaha would be complete without this monument to Omaha, the symbol of Omaha, Mutual of Omaha. And how many Sunday afternoons did we spend watching Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? And this is for you, Marlon, somewhere up there. We're tagging these kids! You're it! We're tagging these kids! Tumbleweed right here in Omaha. Don't get this in Wheaton. Oh! Tumbleweed right here. Whoa, there goes that tumbleweed. Tumbling down. I love this town. This is Husker Corner. I want to take a little trip inside this store just to show you what the Big Red means to this town. Let's take a walk over there and see. Now, everything in this store has something to do with the University of Nebraska.
Yes.
If it doesn't have anything to do with the football team, it's not here.
Well, we have other school collegiate items, but just magnets, that's it. And those are here for years and years and years.
But isn't Sooner refrigerator magnet anathema to a Nebraska fan?
Yeah.
I noticed that you even have a sink. Can you get this sink? Now the shape of the bowl is, wait, I get it. It's like the shape of the state of Nebraska. And it has, this is absolutely incredible. Now, I'm told, I haven't seen one, but I'm told that people actually have what they call red rooms in their homes.
Wet bars, people have them in their den.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the entire room would be red.
Wallpapered, like our floor, red carpeting, red wallpaper. Just, it's a big eyesore.
Excuse me, sir. Your name is?
Bo Ortiz.
Bo, can you tell me what Exarban is?
Exarban is Nebraska spelled backwards.
Okay, so Geez, kind of a cool day today, though, Garrett.
Well,
I don't know if we're gonna be able to shoot much outdoors,
Partly cloudy.
but we've done worse.
I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty up. I'm pretty excited
Yeah.
about this whole shoot.
I mean, you know, if worst comes to worst, we'll just save it in the cutting room.
Yeah. You know that we've done that many times.
Yeah.
Our history has been from the very first one we did like 1 hour of footage for that 10-second span we did. There's T-ball.
There's those
T-ball
T-ball
coming
people.
back up again.
Yeah, this is the start of T-ball season. They're out there.
I want to do that T-ball thing so bad.
I can't believe my son isn't playing
Yeah.
T-ball this year.
I don't. Why is that?
I don't know.
Had he checked like his chromosomes? Kind of a shame to see all these trees gone here.
Oh, yeah.
Naperville Road.
Progress.
Yeah, progress. What price progress?
You know, supposedly this one lady sold her frontage to the county for like $27,000, and all of her neighbors are upset with her now.
Why?
They're trying to prevent her from selling.
Why didn't everybody else sell?
Because they don't want the county to come in and do any more than they already have. But this one lady broke ranks with the rest of the
You're kidding.
neighbors on Naperville Road, and now she's being ostracized.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's a big controversy.
Well, doesn't the county just condemn all this land and then they own it? What do they call
Well,
that?
they don't
It's a
have
legal
eminent
thing.
domain.
Eminent domain.
They don't have that.
You're kidding.
No.
Well, how can they build the road then?
Well, maybe they do, but
They must have been eminent someplace. Really like these homes in through here.
I
These
don't know.
slow, sleek homes. This is Wheaton, you know. Look like it. And this home, jeez. I don't know if anybody lives in there. It's like
Yeah,
all these
these
lights
homes.
are on,
Yeah.
and
And they never close their drapes.
They never
You
close
drive
their
by at
drapes,
night,
yeah.
The lights are still on.
yeah, it's like some kind of museum,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think
Home
they
museum
probably charge admission.
from Beautiful Homes and Gardens.
Yeah.
Of course,
Springtime, they can't beat
Yeah.
it. And beautiful Wheaton.
seen budding here on all the bushes.
The force that threw the green
fuse
drive.
explodes.
No, I
There's
think it
more.
was
It's more
drive.
plosive.
I think it was.
It was more plosive. See, the thing that Donata kind of lacks, the Donata area of town, is these trees.
Trees.
If they had trees, it'd be a lot nicer. It's got that kind of Spielberg,
No, it doesn't.
broad
Yeah.
expanse to it,
Yeah. I mean, Spielberg I think, probably grew up in a Donata
type thing, yeah.
community.
So you can see that great things come out of it. You got a Spielberg.
Hey, you've got a DeFazio coming out
And you got a
of it there.
DeFazio coming out. Is he from
Pike.
Donata?
Well, one of them was, I thought.
I don't think so.
One of them is. One of them's from that area.
Really?
Yeah.
The three type of columns.
Doric, Corinthian,
Corinthian,
and
Ionic.
Ionic.
Thank you.
Thank
from
you,
our
camera person.
It's good prompting.
Yeah, good. But you're
Can you
supposed
identify
to be
them, though? Can you
not heard.
distinguish?
Well,
One
let's
has the
take
curly
this
cues.
right here for an example. Right, that church there.
Now, which one is this?
Is that a church or a building?
I don't
Those
think
are
that's any of
Doric. Those
What's
are
that?
Ionic.
Trochaic, no.
Trochaic. Those are square columns over there. Isn't it right here where that, what's her name? Carolyn? Scott and Carolyn?
Scott and Carolyn? What?
Wasn't the famous accident,
Oh,
right
no,
around
I
here?
think it was up on Geneva Road or
No, I
something.
thought it was on Roosevelt.
I don't know.
Right turn on red.
Take it right.
Yeah. And what are they doing here? They putting in sewers here for
They're widening the street because
for more parking. Oh, we almost.
well, they park all along here. The commuters
Yeah.
all park all along here during the day.
It's
and then
pretty
it's
wild
very
when you
narrow.
come here when they're leaving.
Oh, brother!
It's like a nightmare.
I used to do it.
I mean, everybody's in a real hurry. They don't look.
It's every motorist for himself.
You know, it's very dark here. So there's no
lights.
street lights, and
There's
you
no
can't
lights. Yeah.
you can't see somebody. I hope there's never an accident. I mean, it's very dangerous.
Well,
I'm sure the council is aware
I
of
think
that.
commuters are pretty conscientious drivers. They
Yeah.
may seem to be chaotic, but
Yeah,
they,
but I mean,
they have
pedestrians,
they follow their pattern. Well,
They shoot
pedestrians,
right
you
out
don't-
of,
you
and
don't
they're
wanna walk
commuting
around.
they're coming to their car. They want to get home, and I can realize they want to get. I just think they should be.
Well, I
more
mean,
careful.
they're coming from downtown where you're.
They're in that hectic pace.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not in iambic pentameter at all.
It doesn't seem like a Wheaton kind of crowd, but
They're coming from a postmodern environment. Ducks. The kind of a town where you can see ducks flying right out of a backyard. You don't get that every place, you know?
No. And you're not allowed to shoot ducks, I don't believe, in this town.
No. Did I just blow a stop sign back there?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
Because if I did it, it'd be on tape and they could arrest me, couldn't they?
We have evidence.
Yeah.
My name is David Miller, and I came here to eat some pancakes. And this is my sister, Katie, and we're going to eat some pancakes and chow down.
And Katie, you pretty thrilled about this?
Uh-huh.
That's great. How about giving us a maple cheer? Give me an M. Give me an A.
A.
Give me a P.
P.
Give me an L.
L.
Give me an E.
E.
What's it spell?
Maple.
Yeah, babe.
Here's our maple syrup question for the day. How many gallons of sap does it take to make 1 gallon of maple syrup?
Buzz.
And the answer is
40 gallons.
40 gallons is correct.
A ritual of life, rebirth.
It is. It's the life cycle.
Absolutely. There's no entropy here. It's like rejuvenation.
You can just feel it. Take a look around.
It's
Everything is just ready to burgeon.
out of the brown muck of death and desperation.
The ooze, the primal slime.
Absolutely. Stunning is the word that comes to my mind as I hear the cardinal in the distance calling his lover to mate, probably fecund with the eggs of spring.
Quite gammon.
Very gammon.
So I view this as a spiritual revival, though. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's happening.
Right.
Illinois can lose, we can destroy our wildlife, but if we come out here, we rejuvenate ourselves,
We're alive again.
live again
It's kind of like
at the Sugaring Festival.
the old Ricochet comic strip when every
Care to elaborate?
every Sunday Hipshot never went to church.
Hipshot, that's
right.
Yeah.
Of course, Rick would be in church with his gal.
Right.
But the classic scene would always be Hipshot up on the mountains on his horse, the splendid scene, and he'd say, just felt like talking to you, God.
Hipshot, on the surface he was agnostic,
hard, cruel, agnostic
but underneath,
man.
Underneath it was the spirit.
The spiritual man, a very spiritual man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should
Yeah, talk
involve
to
some of the people in line
That's
here. You, sir, what brings you and your lovely wife out here today?
We're looking for the washrooms.
They're right over there.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
How do you feel, Tom?
I feel great, Gare. It's nothing like fresh maple syrup. I mean, literally a week out of the tree and we've just consumed it.
My palate is sated.
Sated is the word.
I have this syrup taste in the back of my mouth. Kind of lick my lips. My mustache, it's there.
It's there. That great aftertaste of
fresh
maple syrup. The steaming coffee.
Taken right out of the trees and into my mouth.
Just virtually right in front of us and all around us. And we're not even in Vermont.
We could be in Vermont.
For all we know, we might be in Vermont.
This could be Vermont.
We could have walked through some kind of time warp.
I feel like I'm in Vermont.
Some kind of fractating of the universe.
Yeah, well, the fractals, I'm sure, play a big role in the creation of syrup because you have to crystallize the liquid. It goes through an intense process of distillation. We'll be getting into that in a little bit.
Right.
We'll take a tour of the creation of this syrup that we've eaten.
Yeah. And here's to you, Wheaton. Wish you could have been here today. It was just simply delightful.
You missed a good meal.
Hi, this is Tom and Gary. We're back here again at the Maple Fest.
Gary and Tom and
Linda.
Volunteer at the...
what do you, are you like a, what do they call that, docent?
A docent?
A docent?
I don't know what a docent is.
Do they make you wear that hat?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay, well. I wonder who the first person was to decide to stick something in a tree and that it was going to be good. Do you know that?
The legend was...
There we go.
Yeah. The legend is that there was an Indian lady, a squaw, that she was late in making the chief's dinner. And there was a notch in the tree, and the sap had gathered at the bottom of the tree. And she used that water to cook with because she was in such a hurry she couldn't make it down to the river in time. So she used the sap to cook with, and as she was cooking it, it boiled down and made a sweet type of a flavor to their food, and they really liked it. So that's the legend that I heard.
Fascinating. There you have it. You heard it here first.
Apocryphal, but...
apocryphal, absolutely. And
necessity is the squaw of invention.
I like that, Gary. I believe that. I'm going to pass that on. It'll be like a modern legend then. Thank you very much, Linda. What's the name of the breed? Babe.
Babe, he's a brown Swiss ox.
Brown Swiss ox,
As opposed to a blue ox.
As opposed to, obviously named after the legend of Paul Bunyan, right?
Correct.
Correct, okay. And he can be seen at the Brookfield Children's Zoo.
Brookfield Zoo, in the Children's Zoo. We're open every day of the year. Our shows, our Animals in Action program, run from Memorial Day through Labor Day. And they're at 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, but now you said that you condition Babe before bringing him down here because he has a lot of pulling. And does he have like a weight room or?
No, he doesn't have a weight room. He has his own paddock next to the girls, and
Bulk up one day.
we
next
take
to the
him-
girls, I love it. You know,
He
he's
has-
kind of pumping up. You know, yeah, I'm Babe. Yeah.
He has the winter off, and having the winter off, he does need to be conditioned before he's harnessed up and he has to work.
Okay, great.
Now, how much does he get paid for this? Is this volunteer?
The pay is very, very good. It's 3 flakes of Timothy and a scoop of grain twice a day. I think that's reasonable.
I think anybody would do it for that.
Now, he doesn't get Timothy at Brookfield. He only gets Timothy when he comes out here. Or?
No, he gets Timothy at Brookfield also.
So you're kind of pulling the wool over his eyes a little bit, aren't you?
Not quite.
You can just see the rippling biceps on that ox.
He is in peak condition.
Those heifers must go nuts.
So you can just tell he has really put his heart into this one.
Absolutely.
The modern Babe.
The modern Babe. It's beautiful. He's wheeling.
Way to go, Babe.
Yeah. He's at the 80-gallon full line.
It's an 8-wheeler.
8-wheeler, and
It motors.
neither rain nor sleet nor snow is going to stop that APV.
It's from its appointed rounds. A little speck here. Oh yeah, definitely. Sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah, it tastes like
You can see the ants clustering around
It's like
the raw
water.
sap.
It's water, Dad.
But it's very sweet water, Katie.
No, it's not. It's dull water.
Listen to your father, Katie. It's very sweet water.
That's why they have to boil it down.
Oh.
As you can see, these holes from the previous spiles where the tree was tapped in years past, this looks like about a year old. We insert wooden fills into these spile holes.
Is fill the right word?
No.
Freddie, it seems like kind of a light crowd this year so far.
Yes, it is. Last year was a lot more people than this year.
Were you involved in crowd control last year?
No, I wasn't. I was involved with dumping barrels from the sap.
Oh, you were working the sugaring
right,
operation, huh?
Right.
Well, so you decided a much easier job would be standing here doing crowd control, right?
Yes.
You need to redirect
excuse me.
people?
Sure, go ahead. Yep. We're catching Freddie doing his job right now.
Get out of the way here.
Yeah, he's got a special pass.
Good job,
Sorry,
Fred.
good job, Fred. Good. Well, since you do such a great job controlling the crowd, too, it makes it look like it's not that crowded.
No, for real. It's just great, you know.
Okay, Freddie, we're going to say goodbye. Thanks for doing the fine job. It's all volunteer work, right?
Yes.
He's giving of his time. A man for nature right here. Freddie,
Thanks a lot.
thank you so much.
For Wheaton Cable TV.
Right here.
Tom, Freddie,
And Gary.
Mike, are we on?
Okay, we're hot. Yeah,
Okay,
we're rolling.
and this is Ron and Appleton Street Talk, but we're not in Appleton today because we're like in Cannes, and we're looking for movie stars to interview, and so we're waiting for people because I guess the movie theaters are just getting ready to empty out now, and so we'll talk to some of these people and see if they've seen any movie stars. I think they're American. Excuse me. I'm Ron from Appleton Street Talk.
Are you a movie star?
No, I want to know if you've seen any of them.
Well, no. Well, we saw these two guys over there. Aren't they famous? Could you introduce us?
You think they are?
I think they are, but I'm not sure.
They are, huh?
And that's
excuse me.
Say, any of you girls doing anything tonight? Yeah.
Hey, Mike, let's get over. Let's get these guys over here. Sure.
Yeah. Hey, aren't you Rob Weller?
Yeah, I'm Ron. Yeah,
I think it's
Ron. Hi.
Hey, good to meet you.
How you doing?
Our Mutt. This is our Jeff.
Our Mutt. And our Jeff.
Yeah.
And you're movie stars, right?
Of course, you've heard of us, haven't you?
Yeah.
Sure.
And producers.
And producers also.
Producers.
That's right.
This is our latest effort. We are producing now.
Right.
Oh, do you have time to talk for a few minutes in front of an American audience? An American
We're
audience.
kind of busy, but for national network television, I think we can sit down.
How do we want to do this, Mike?
Over this way.
Let's help us out. Over here?
This way.
All right, over this way. Let's move it over, like over here.
You girls stay right there, okay?
Did you bring your dog here?
But did we ask you what you're doing tonight, all of you?
That dog is topless, Gary. It's beautiful.
I love this place.
I love it, you know?
Okay, now, I guess Mike Mike is just going crazy.
Yeah. And are we sort of naive about it?
Rose, I'd like to start with you.
Okay.
Now, tell me, where were you born in Poland?
Close to Tarno.
Tarno,
yeah.
Okay. And when did you come
Here?
to America?
Oh, it's a long time ago. I was traveling to France, from France to Canada, and from Canada to America.
To America. Okay. So you went to Canada first after France, right?
Yeah.
And where did you settle there in Canada while you were in Canada?
I was in Saskatchewan.
Now, why did you go to Canada? Did you have relatives there?
Go to the Canada because they brought me to Canada, my husband's parents, and I was married there, and I have my children, and we come back here.
Yeah.
Sure is shooting.
There's a difference between how women are treated in Canada and how...
Yes, they're treated the way I like them to be treated, not. See, I don't like all this women's lib. I think some of it's okay, but I think the man should still be the man. You know? I think we've lost a lot of that.
You do?
Here.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And you think some of that can be bad?
Right.
Okay. How do you feel about the position of men in your life?
How do I feel about the position of men in my life?
Do you think
well, I think men...
freedom for women is necessarily good or bad?
Pardon me?
More freedom for women?
Yes, I believe that women should have their say in society, and men should be men and women should be women, and there should be no dominant figure. I feel that everyone should be equal. Men aren't better than women, and women aren't better than men.
Can you name any female artists? By female artists, I mean like a painter, a poet, actress, that have had any kind of influence on your life?
I like Barbara Walters.
You do? Okay. You think, obviously, a woman would be capable of running this country?
Oh, yes. It's just that I don't like the male...
My mom still needs a man in her life.
Yes, I think...
Succeed in anything. I mean, if anything goes wrong, if a man was there, it'd be perfectly fine.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
She likes that little blanket, that security blanket of a man.
I don't know. I don't think it's a security blanket. I just like the male figure to be a male, and when he walks through the door, I think he should be power.
Right.
I like that.
If there's a problem and a man's around,
that's fine. It's going to be great.
So, Sandy, what do you have any aspirations for what you'd like to see Jackie become, or you just...
Well, I named her Jacqueline because Jacqueline could be a strong name or it could be a fun name as Jackie, as I call her. And if she becomes a corporate executive or something, you know, she can be Jacqueline Medler and have a name that represents her real nicely. I think.
Great.
Jack.
Rose, what would you like to see for your great-grandchild?
Good life and good position. She be working and good girl.
There you go. My mother's the biggest ball baby that ever lived.
Bea and Bernice, welcome. Thanks for coming. Now, Bernice, tell us a little bit about yourself. How many children did you have?
One.
Just Bea, huh? And were you born here in Chicago?
I was born in Chicago.
And what were your parents born in Chicago, or did they?
My parents came from Ireland.
From Ireland.
Both of them.
Okay. Any particular spot in Ireland?
My mother was born in County Mayo, and my father was born in County Limerick.
Limerick.
I don't know much about them, but I mean, they're both born in Ireland. They came over in the 1800s. I don't remember.
Right. And did you grow up in the city all your life?
I grew up in Chicago's 14th and Horn Avenue.
14th and Horn?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to St. Charles Church over there in St. Charles School.
And Bea, how does it, where did you grow up? What neighborhood, Bea?
I grew up on the west side.
West side.
We moved so often it's hard for me to remember, but we lived here till I was 10 on the west side at Austin and Division.
Okay. The west side at that time was predominantly Irish, wasn't it?
Irish, right. Then we moved to Indiana.
To Indiana?
My dad was a movie theater buff, and he would buy movie theaters, either that or install them, and so that's why we moved so much.
Men?
Yeah.
Well, I only had one, really. I only went out with my husband seriously, and we were married for 54 and a half years, so I can't really say much. But he was a good man. But he was what they call a workaholic.
Right.
He worked all the time. He's always making things bigger or putting in newer restaurants or getting the best movies that he could get for the theater. And I worked right along with him. When we had the restaurants, I worked as a waitress and
so you worked as a waitress in that?
I worked as a waitress in the restaurant, and when they needed me at the show, I sold tickets or took tickets or was an usher or anything they needed. I did. I didn't retire till I was 65 years old.
Do you feel your husband treated you as an equal partner? Do you feel your husband treated you as an equal throughout all those years? Did you feel like you were equal to him, your husband?
Oh, yeah. We were very close.
I was divorced 12 years ago.
Do you feel a lot better since...
Yes, I do.
I don't want to be too personal, but...
I'm happy that I did that I did get the divorce, and I enjoy being single.
Okay. Do you feel you need a man in your life?
No, I don't. Right now, I don't have a man in my life, and it's probably the reason that I'm happy. It's about the best point I've been in my life, and I hope that I don't get married again.
So that...
I may change that, but
right.
That's how I feel today.
Okay. Do you feel that having a man in your life, you'd have to surrender anything?
I always have. That's how I know that. But maybe I've changed enough that I wouldn't do that. I'd like to find a man that would treat me as an equal, and that would be nice.
Okay. And then she had 6 children, and I was in my glory, and I was happy.
You like that, huh?
I loved it.
Bea seems to be pursing her lips a little bit after that. Did you?
And we all get along pretty good together. I know it's hard living with mothers, but...
Yeah. Did you want to have 6 children, Bea, or is it something?
Yes, I did.
It's something.
It was something I wanted to do. Yeah.
Now, you work at the phone company now today,
yes.
Right? Do you feel women are treated the same on the job as men? There?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
No.
I mean...
We do get the same pay for the same work. That is true.
And this is Deborah Raymond. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
Feel fine?
A little nervous.
A little nervous. Okay. That's okay. Now I'm going to just ask you some questions, and all you have to do is give however you feel right now. Doesn't mean there's a right or a wrong answer. Okay? Pretty relaxed? Okay. Do you enjoy the company of men or women more?
At different times, it's different.
Okay.
Sometimes it's easier to talk to women.
Okay.
But sometimes it's just nice to be around men.
Is it important to you to have a man in your life, or?
It is important to me.
Okay.
But that might be because I don't have one.
Okay. If you had one, it might not be as important. Okay. Do you spend a lot of time thinking about that, or?
Yeah, I do spend a lot of time thinking about not being with a man.
Did your father ever talk about his feelings with you? Or I don't want to get too personal, but
he wouldn't talk about them. He would display them from time to time, but he wouldn't talk about them.
He wouldn't talk about them. Okay. Do you feel that women can
address their feelings to each other better than men?
Yes, I think to each other and to themselves, they're more honest about them.
If the Supreme Court changes the Roe versus Wade decision on women's, constitutional right to make up their own mind, will that upset you?
Oh, the ruling on abortion.
Right,
Oh, I think if that gets reversed, that'll be terrible. I think it's unfair to have it legislated by a court if you should have a baby or not. I don't think it's their decision, it's your decision.
Okay. Do you think they might change it? Do you think the climate has changed?
Yeah, I'm afraid that it might change.
Okay.
And that would be a terrible mistake.
Do you have any feelings at all or whatsoever what you might be able to do to express yourself on that issue?
No, I've been thinking about becoming active in that because I feel very strongly about it. But picketing, I don't think, is a real valuable way to help. I don't know what to do, but I'm thinking about it.
Is there anything you really don't like today about fashions or clothes that are made for women?
I don't like mini skirts.
Just because, or because you feel that it's men making...
I think they're very sexist type clothes.
Okay.
Designed for younger people who have perfect bodies, and I don't think that's fair.
Okay. Do you feel that men rule the fashion world of women?
No, I think women dress to please other women as much, and themselves as much as they do to please men.
Do you feel you've been treated equally and fairly in all the jobs you've had?
Oh, no. No. I've not been paid equally in the jobs I've had. I've not been given opportunities for advancement that men have. Pay. Pay is the most important one. That's never been equal.
Do you see that as changing somewhat?
Yes, I think that court decisions will change that. It won't be a voluntary change.
Okay. So, is there any job that you've ever held where you feel you've been treated fairly as a woman?
My current job is a lot better than previous jobs.
But I sense that you would still feel that things are definitely not.
Well, I know that there's a big pay differential.
Why do you think evil was represented by a snake in the Old Testament?
I don't know. I really think men are afraid of snakes. The people I know who are afraid of snakes are men.
Really?
Really.
Yeah, okay.
There's some sexual thing in there that I don't know.
What's your mother's name?
Carolyn Kasperwitz.
Oh, that's good. Do you have a middle name?
Maria Carolyn Kasperwitz.
Maria?
Carolyn
Carolyn?
Kasperwitz.
That's the same as your mother's name. Do you like girls or boys better?
Girls.
Why is that? Are they more fun? Do you feel you can have more fun with other girls?
Uh-huh.
Are there any boys you like?
Only Anthony Foligno.
Anthony Foligno? Why do you like Anthony Foligno?
Because I wanted to marry him.
Are you kidding me? What do you think being married means?
And to get a baby.
What do you see for your future? What do you hope? What do you dream?
Well, I want to finish, get my degree. And I thought maybe of teaching. I want to get her raised and all. Raised.
Who's the duck, Mama?
Make sure that you're safe and happy.
Do you find that a natural sense of femininity developing in her? Like talking about Anthony...
Well, that kind of worries me.
Yeah?
The way she talks about it, it's like, who am I going to marry, Maria? For starters, no one ever said you had to get married.
Okay.
I think that it's very interesting. I don't know what started this, but for for a while there, she was just like so upset because she didn't know who she was going to marry.
You see this as not a conscious part of your...
Oh, no. Not at all. In fact, I said, you tell Tony next time I don't ever want to marry anybody. You told him that, didn't you?
This is Katie. Katie, you're how old?
8.
8. What grade is that?
3rd.
And what's your favorite subject in school?
Reading.
Reading?
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the last book you've read?
Right now I'm reading Super Fudge by Judy Blume.
Do you like Judy Blume?
Mm-hmm.
Have you read a lot of books by her?
Mm-hmm.
Is she your favorite?
I have a lot of favorites.
Yeah? Do you think she knows how it feels, what it feels like to be a young girl growing up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's some of your other favorite authors?
Beverly Cleary.
Uh-huh.
Anne Martin.
Right.
That's all, really.
So those 3 people,
Mm-hmm.
and what do they all have in common?
They're all very good writers.
And they're all what?
Women.
Do you have any friends that are boys?
No.
None?
No.
You talk to boys though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it kind of awkward?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because of them or because of you?
Because of them.
Yeah. Why do you think they have trouble talking to girls?
Because they have different feelings than girls, and they can't express their feelings the way girls do.
Do you feel like your mother is your friend too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you feel you can talk to her about anything?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you have a lot of chats with her?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your mother studying to be a lawyer?
Good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make you a little proud of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How do you feel about your future? Do you think ever about what you might want to be when you get older?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about?
A lawyer.
You think about being a lawyer too?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Take after my mom.
Do you think men are treated as more important in our society than women?
Well, not really, no.
No? You feel you're equal to men?
In some cases, yes, but in some cases, no.
Where do you feel you're not equal?
Where, like if there's a boys' team for soccer, why can't girls be on that same team too? Because a girl could be just as good as a boy at soccer. And why can't they be on the same team instead of just having girls on one team and then boys on another?
Mm-hmm. What else besides soccer? Do you feel you have a lot of hard jobs to do around the house?
Mm-hmm.
Harder than your brother?
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel you're treated fairly there?
No.
What do you do that he doesn't have to do?
I have to do the dusting, and I have to set the table, and I have to clear the table. All my brother has to do is take out the garbage.
Oh, brother. And that's all he does?
Mm-hmm.
He never has to set the table?
No.
He never has to dust?
No.
He never has to clear the table?
No.
He never has to load the dishwasher?
No.
All he has to do is take out the garbage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think that's fair?
No.
Susan and Carrie. Carrie, do you feel comfortable thinking of your mother as a friend?
Not really. Do you say comfortable?
Right.
No, I don't really feel comfortable saying she's my friend.
Do you feel comfortable saying your stepmother is a friend?
Yes.
How do you feel about marrying into a relationship, a family, Susan?
I feel pretty good about it. It takes some work and it takes a lot of adjustment on everybody's part. But it can be enriching for everybody involved.
Carrie, do you think that it's easier for women to talk to other women than it is for women to talk to men?
Depends who you are. I feel more comfortable talking to women about certain things than men about certain things, but
What do you feel more comfortable talking to women about?
I feel more comfortable talking about boys to women.
And what do you feel more comfortable talking to males about?
About which girls they like.
Do boys tell you what girls they like?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So then I can tell my friends when they say not to tell my friends.
Mm-hmm. Do you consider your mother to be a friend, Susan?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you can tell her about anything?
Yes. And I do. Not everything, but I tell her quite a bit.
And that's about it.
Do you think, Carrie, that men hide their feelings more than women?
Yeah. Most men that I know hide their feelings a little bit more.
How about you, Susan?
Most men do. Sometimes you'll run across one that will that's not afraid to show his feelings, but they are difficult to find, I think.
Do you need a man in your life?
No. I was very happy without one before I got married this time.
Do you need a man in your life, Carrie?
No, not really.
Could live perfectly well without him, right?
Right now, yeah. Probably when I get older, probably not.
Do you think the arts, movies, literature is a male-dominated world?
Yes.
Do you think women are equal in that world?
You mean making a living in that world?
Right, any way you want to put it.
No, I don't believe they're equal when it comes to making a living. I'm sure that from what I understand, there's still a lot of discrimination in movie making and areas like that.
Carrie, have you ever felt that you're not equal to men? Has anybody ever made you feel that way? Or
Oh, yeah.
been in circumstances where you feel like you're not equal?
Yes.
What are some of those situations?
My only male teacher, Mr. Shaw, my social studies teacher, who is very chauvinist. It's a very chauvinist pig, and he always treats the girls different than the boys. I like social studies until my teacher of social studies comes in. I don't like him at all, and he makes the boys think that they rule, but they don't. He makes them think that, but they don't. He always does that, and he leads them on, and that's why all the guys like him. All the guys like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. What have you found, Susan? Where have you felt that you're not equal?
In the workplace is probably the biggest example.
Does it make you very upset?
It used to. It has not really lost priority, but as I see myself heading in another direction, not in the corporate world, I'm not so concerned about it. But I have done equal or more work for less pay than a male, and I've also been passed over for promotions so a male could get it when I had more education and more qualifications, more experience than the male did.
Does it make you feel a little angry right now as you're thinking about it?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, now let's pretend right now you're on the mother-daughter beauty pageant. Okay, Carrie Ann, you look at Susan, and okay, while you're looking at Susan, you say your thoughts about Carrie. Is that tough to do?
No, not really.
Okay.
She has to think.
Yeah, give me a second to think. Okay, Carrie, you are an attractive, intelligent young woman.
Okay.
Dad, now you're gonna make her cry.
Give each other a hug.
Oh, Dad.
If all the men in the world died from a mysterious virus that could only kill men, what do you think the world would be like?
Oh, God forbid. I don't want to be in it.
You don't want to
No. I think men are great.
I think the same like she said. It's be no world.
We love our men, don't we?
There'd be no world without the men.
Probably be a less petty of a society.
Yes, petty. Oh, I disagree. Men are babies when they're sick or something, but I mean, I don't think they're petty. I think women are petty.
I think the world would be a more peaceful place. I think we could do some changing. And the men that we would raise would be different.
But if there are no men around, I think women relate to each other better than they do now. I don't think they would be as competitive, and they might be able to have just a more open relationship with each other.
Well, the world would be a very, very, very different place to live in because, I mean, our whole society is just based on relationships between men and women, you know, like on TV and in magazines and books, and things are sold and, you know, just everything. And high school would be a lot different to go through, probably a lot easier. And I don't know, a lot of businesses would go out of sale, like wedding dress shops.
this summer.
Country time, 'cause these are the good old days. These are the good old days.
Look, is that a new...
Pontiac? Yep.
No, see the name on the back? Sullivan. It's a Sullivan.
So we've reduced prices to as low as $98.95. But even better than this, it's a Sullivan.
More than a Pontiac.
I know. It's a Sullivan.
Sullivan Pontiac on Dundee Road in Arlington Heights.
Relax. She'll be here.
You know she's got a drinking problem.
I've got to go.
Maybe we should call somebody.
Call the Alcoholism Treatment Center for a no-obligation evaluation at 653-4000.
I know I shouldn't drink. I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
He really frightened us.
I didn't want him to hurt Mom.
We have to work together. It's up to you.
Call the Alcoholism Treatment Center of Central DuPage Hospital, 653-4000.
Let's find out what's new in sports.
Well, not good news, I'll tell you that. It looks like Dave Dewerson will be spending this football season somewhere on a golf course in Florida. Dave and his agent Jim Doherty met briefly, very briefly, with Bears finance director Ted Phillips early this morning in Lake Forest. Phillips simply repeated that the Bears' last offer is final and will not sit on the table indefinitely. Dewerson offered to actually lower his base salary demands again in exchange for more incentives in hopes of reaching agreement on a new deal, but Phillips said the Bears' policy is absolutely no more negotiations, and that still stands. Dewerson was very frustrated when I talked to him today. With the Bears demanding 2 #1 picks, you can forget about a trade. He may have to pursue his law career early. In any event, it looks like the Bears are losing another All-Pro on defense. We'll keep you posted. The Cubs lulled the Giants to sleep late last night as Les Lancaster jumped up and beat him in the 11th inning. But today, San Francisco woke up with a nasty hangover, in no mood for a replay.
And the home of the brave.
Dwight Smith belting out the national anthem, but Kevin Mitchell in the third belted out this single to left, scoring Brett Butler to make it 1-0 Giants. And they were just starting. Pat Sheridan later that inning gets a 2-run single here as he bloops one off Sutcliffe into left center. Now that makes it 4-0 as Mitchell and Riles score, but the Cubs stage a dramatic rally again. In the 8th, Mark Grace with a 2-run homer to right. The Cubs got 2 more on with McClendon and Dawson in that 8th inning, but they couldn't get him home. And this time the Cubs lose 4-3 after winning 4-3 last night. They are playing the second round of the British Open today in Scotland, and Payne Stewart, the man in the +4s, is at 7 under. A record 65 with a 40-foot bird on 18 here to finish off. Tom Watson, the 5-time champion, look at this. Out of the bunker, rolls it in the holes. It sticks between the flagstick and the cup. They are both 2 shots behind the new leader, Wayne Grady, with a 567 here. He taps in for par on 17. Nick Faldo had a real up-and-down day. This is about a 100-footer all the way across the carpet. He drops it for a birdie. Later, though, one of his drives struck a spectator, hit her in the head, rendering her unconscious, but she is all right. Mike Tyson remains a 12-1 favorite to make sure the truth hurts tonight as he defends his title against Carl the Truth Williams in Atlantic City. It's on HBO, but if you don't have cable, you can call the Channel 5 Tribune Sports hotline at 976-8383 for round-by-round updates. It's 50 cents a call. Last night in Tucson, at 41 years of age and 256 pounds, former heavyweight champ George Foreman disposed of another barroom bum in Everett Bigfoot Martin. Foreman drops Bigfoot in the 8th with an uppercut. He went on to a unanimous 10-round decision after begging the ref to stop the fight for fear that he would hurt Mr. Foot. And finally, back to Wrigley Field today. You know Harry Carey is going into the Hall of Fame on Sunday in Cooperstown. Well, today during the 7th inning stretch, the whole ballpark, including the players, paid tribute to Harry as the Cubs